Hi guys, welcome back to An African Eye. I'm Ash Appleton. I can't believe it. It's like we're racing towards the end of the year. And by the way, how are you doing with those goals and intentions you set in January? If you feel like you're off track, I've got one tip that's really going to help you refocus. So keep watching. I'm a huge believer in visualizing the future I want for myself. That means putting it somewhere I can see it, as opposed to just keeping all my ideas in my head. So before I even got anywhere close to having the home of my dreams, I was already collecting ideas in here. People thought I was crazy. I mean, I'd cut out images from magazines or wherever and just paste them in here. This is before Pinterest. So this, as I was saying, this is before I even knew how I was ever going to get the home I wanted. And then by looking through this file continuously and then updating it, it helped me sort of focus on what I wanted in terms of a home, how I wanted it to look, my aesthetic, those kind of things. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of visualizing what you want. And this, by the way, then it translated into the plans for the home, all the architectural drawings, the specs, the supplier details. I still have this file. These days though, I prefer to use a vision board. So, and I've talked about this quite a few times. You've seen this in all my previous videos. So this is what I think is really helpful, is in terms of helping you focus on what you want by creating this kind of a board. If you go to episode 6, I explain there how to make a really simple one, so you don't feel you have to make something as elaborate or as huge as this, but everyone needs a vision board. So what you're going to do is you're going to start collecting ideas, collecting images that sort of translate into what you want for yourself in terms of your future. It could be professionally, relationship goals, work, whatever, family, travel, interior styling, all those kind of things you want for yourself. Start cutting them out from magazines, postcards, even bits of fabric, and just putting them up. And by looking at them, walking past and looking at these every day, it kind of helps you sort of focus on, in a sort of subconscious way, you're focusing on what you want. You don't have to, it's something you can see. So make sure the vision board is somewhere that you're going to walk past. Don't hide it away. That's why I prefer to have a vision board as opposed to a Pinterest board or a notebook. I think it's important to keep seeing it so that it gets sort of buried into your subconscious in terms of what you want. So that's my tip. I used to actually just have like pretty pictures or inspiration, but now I've actually become more intentional about my vision board. That's why I'm calling it a vision board. It has ideas of where I want to go and what I'm intending to do in the future. When I first saw this image in a magazine, it must have been in 2015, it just blew me away. I mean, I'm a photographer, and the colors, the hues, the styling, the lighting, it just jumped right out at me. And I wanted to go to Cuba. That's what I started thinking about. How can I get to Cuba? Look at this, it's so exciting. I can take these kind of images if I go there. So that's sort of, helped me focus on getting to Cuba. I cut it out and I stuck it up on my wall. And I then worked out how I could get to Cuba. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of how images can relate to where you want to go. Cuba is now a big part of my life because I'm learning Cuban salsa, and it's changed my life. I love it. I'm almost obsessed. I have classes, and I'm really, enjoy the socials. So, and I think it started from this particular image, and it's kind of progressed. And there's a huge dance festival next year in Croatia. So I put this up just to help me focus on how I'm going to get to Croatia in 2020 for that Latin dance festival. One aspect of photography that I love is fine art, portraiture. And these kind of images help me focus on where I want to go in terms of my photography. And that's why I put them there, and they keep reminding me of what I'm trying to do, how I'm trying to develop as a photographer. As in terms of interiors, I love textiles. So I'm drawn to images that focus on textiles, color, prints, So as you can see, it's all coming together in terms of what I love. my fitness goals. I love the ocean. Lamu is one of my favorite places. I go there quite often, but these sort of got references to oceans and wilderness. It's all about what I want for myself in terms of a work-life balance. So that's why I'm saying it's really helpful to have this kind of vision board. It helps you sort of articulate and bring to the fore what you want. For a lot of you, you may not have access to magazines. I mean, I have a huge stack. I mean, but I'm lucky enough to travel, so I tend to buy them when I travel. So that's why I can do this quite easily. If that's your issue, then just go to Pinterest, you know, download and then print them out in color. Print them out in color and then start getting your vision board together. And by the way, these actual images are from when I was living in London. I dreamt of having a studio space, the kind of space I have now. At that point, I had to have my office was in a corner of my bedroom. So I had to kind of marry office and bedroom. But in my mind, all I really wanted was a studio. And then fast forward a couple of years later, well, more than a couple of years later, I've got the studio space of my dreams. So humble beginnings like this translate into something that you really want. So that's just a bit of inspiration, a quick tip on how to realign your intentions and goals to get you to where you want to be. It may sound like a lot of mumbo jumbo, like almost, you know, almost spiritual, and is this really going to work? But believe me, it does help. Don't keep everything in your head. You may not even know what you want until you actually see it. That's the whole point. You don't always know what you want until you see it. And you have to keep seeing it for it to translate into reality. So what do you think? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Are you doing this? Do you have vision boards? How do you vision the future you want for yourself? Let me know. Drop me a line in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. Share this video, like it, subscribe, ping the notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And don't forget to tell your friends. And I'll see you in the next one.